Coming up on Sports Paws, hockey season's underway. We've got highlights of the women's hockey team and their series versus Mercyhurst. Would they be successful against one of the best teams in the nation? Also, men's soccer took on Sacred Heart at home this week. Was the team able to stay hot in Northeast Conference play? All that and more coming up on Sports Paws.
It may be cold here on the ice, but here in the studio, the action gets hotter. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports Paws. I'm Steph Fasano.
And I'm John Alba, and tonight we take a look at the busy exhibition weekend for the men's ice hockey team and find out how the women's squad dealt with the powerhouse that is Mercyhurst.
After, Giovanni Mio joins us to discuss what's been going on for both the men's and women's soccer teams and how they are doing so far in early NEC play.
We also check in on volleyball's quest for their second win and have another exclusive look at Bobcats Madness. All that and more coming up on Sports Paws.
The Bobcats men's ice hockey team opened their season against number 15 Maine Saturday evening. The Bobcats defeated Maine 2-1 on a late third period goal by junior Jordan Samuels-Thomas. Goaltender Eric Hartzell stopped 31 of 32 shots attempted by the Black Bears. Tonight, things went in a different direction, though. The Bobcats were defeated by Acadia in an exhibition up at the bank. X-Men forward Michael Ward found the back of the net twice. The team will host Robert Morris on Saturday at 4 p.m. for Parents Weekend. Good news, Bobcat fans. The athletic department is offering free admission to the men's ice hockey game on Election Day. Get in free by wearing an I Voted Today sticker. The Bobcats and the American International Yellow Jackets will hit the ice at 7 p.m. at the High Point Solutions Arena.
The Quinnipiac women's hockey team kicked off their season this weekend with a series versus 9th-ranked Mercyhurst. The Bobcats finished 19-16-2 overall last year and already blew out Cambridge 7-0 in an exhibition game last week. Would Rick Seeley's squad start the regular season on a high note? Let's check out the action at the bank. Mercyhurst looking for their second win of the season. Bobcats looking for just their first. 10 minutes into the first period, Quinnipiac on the power play. It's Felicia Hewitt from the blue line. Goes through the net. That means it's 1-0 Quinnipiac. And that's all you need against the number 9 team in the country, of course, right? Not so much. Mercyhurst, they're going to respond. Christy Cicero is going to get the puck towards the right side of the net. Good save by Vigilante, but Kelsey Welch is there to register the goal. We are tied up at 1. The Lakers would not quit. Here's Christine Beslin, throws it up towards the net, and Emily Janiga is there for the score. Just like that, it's 2-1 Mercyhurst. Kelly Babstock now takes the pass, and yeah, she's going to try to score. It's going to be deflected wide, but out of nowhere, here's Brittany Lyons. She's going to go 5-hole on Amanda McKella. It's Babstock's 100th career point, but she would not be done there. She's going to get the long-range pass here, and she's got a breakaway. She knows where to put the puck. Yeah, in the net. And just like that, the Bobcats have taken a 3-2 lead. Under a minute left in the second period, Christy Cicero is going to get her shot blocked, but Gina Paquette finds the other side of the net, and we are tied back up at 3. This game going back and forth all the way. We head over to the third period. I told you Janiga had a pretty good game. Well, yeah, here's why. Janiga, the wraparound. What a shot there by Emily Janiga. Mercyhurst goes up 4-3, and well, that's got to do it for the Bobcats. There's no way they could win now. As the number 9 team in the country, well, Costa says no. Nicole Costa's going to throw the puck up towards the net, and there's Kelly Babstock. She wasn't done on the evening. Of course not. It's Kelly Babstock. We're going to overtime, tied 4-4, and the Bobcats would get one chance. Brittany Lyons, 5-hole again. No, off the post. No. No good. This game ends a 4-4 tie. Rebecca Castagna has more.
The Quinnipiac Bobcats women's ice hockey team played the Mercyhurst Lakers to a 4-4 tie Friday night at the High Point Solutions Arena. Kelly Babstock collected her 100th career point and netted 2 goals, one of which tied the game late in the third period. Bobcats goalie Victoria Vigilante had 18 saves on the evening, while Lakers goalie Amanda McKella had 27. For Sports Paws, I'm Rebecca Castagna. Back to you.
To help break down Game 2 of the series with Mercyhurst, we're bringing our hockey analyst, Mark Spillane. Let's see if the Bobcats could secure a win versus the Lakers. All right, here we are, Mark. Mercyhurst versus Bobcats. Mercyhurst scores the first goal, Mark?
That's Bouquet who passes to Griner. Griner dekes right to left, puts the backhand pass late in for the 1-0 lead.
But then Q right here tries to respond.
Babstock drops it to Costa. Costa with the quick wrister beats Kiampa over her right shoulder, ties the game at 1.
Game tied. Well, 13 minutes remaining after this in the second period, Mark.
Layden standing on her head, keeping the Bobcats in the game, making save after save as the Lakers peppered her with the puck.
And right here, once again, the Mercyhurst Lakers score again.
DeSutter with a couple of nice moves, puts the backhand past Layden. Layden probably should have had this stop. She knows it. Unfortunately for her, it goes, and Mercyhurst celebrates it. 2-1 lead down.
Look at that mini celebration. Well, 2 minutes after that goal, Mark, what goes on?
Jenna Hendricks going to roll in front. She's going to put one on net, stopped by Layden, but Brand passes it to Griner, who slips the puck past Layden for the goal. Mercyhurst up 3-1.
Mercyhurst adds to the lead with 5 less to go in the third period, Mark?
Layden doing her best, making more saves, but this time it's Beslin who gets the rebound. Another rebound goal goes against the Bobcats. Bobcats fall behind 4-1.
4-1 here. Q attempts a late comeback.
Costa's going to shoot, but it's saved by Kiampa. Babstock tips in the rebound, and Bobcats claw their way back 4-2.
4-2. 2 minutes later, right after that, Mark.
Babstock to Costa to Bolton, who scores. Bolton scores and cuts the lead to 4-3.
4-3. Q's last chance right here, Mark.
A one-timer from Costa to Babstock, but Stephanie Kiampa stops the puck, and the Lakers hold on for the win.
The men's ice hockey team defeated the University of Maine on the road. Saturday night, what does that say about the victor, say about the squad?
It says that this team has some mental toughness. I want to clarify something, that the Maine Black Bears team this year is a little bit down. They're not as good as they have been in the past, despite the 15th in country ranking. However, for the Bobcats to go into Alfond Arena up in Orono, Maine, and come away with a victory says a lot about the mental makeup of the team.
Well, Mark, with the women's team coming out of their weekend series to Mercyhurst with a loss and a tie, what does their start to the season show about them?
It shows that they can play with anybody. Mercyhurst is really good. 9th-ranked team in the country coming into the weekend. A 4-4 tie on Friday night and then a 4-3 loss with 2 different goalies in net for the Bobcats shows that they can play with anybody in the country.
But, Mark, what are a few things to keep an eye on for the men's team going forward?
There's a couple of things we need to keep an eye on. First of all, are we going to see the emergence of the second line like we did against Maine? That was Jordan Samuels-Thomas, centered by Jeremy Langlois, and on the other side was Travis St. Dennis, one of the freshmen. If they can emerge to help out the Pekka Jones line the rest of the year, that's going to help. We also have to watch the goalie situation. Sometimes Eric Hartzell struggles and he has these lapses in his mental game, and then he just makes mistakes. If that happens, it'll be interesting to see if Coach Pecknold goes to the freshman Michael Gartig. Kid was 41-4 last year in the BCHL, earning the Goaltender of the Year award.
Well, that's quite impressive, but we got one more for you, Mark. What should we expect from the women's team from here on out?
A lot of the same, but not in terms of the record. Wins coming up. If they can play that way against Mercyhurst and they can get a second line going to help out Babstock, Costa, and Uden Johansson, just wait to see what they can do in the ECAC.
Well, thanks a lot, Mark. But when we return, we will see how women's soccer fared on the road against Wagner. Could they get back on track after their tough loss versus Monmouth? Also, men's soccer look to pick up their second win in conference play with a victory over St. Francis College. We'll find out how they did and more when we come back. Women's soccer looked to get back on track after a crushing 1-0 loss at the hands of Monmouth last week. The squad head to Staten Island to take on Wagner Friday afternoon. The Bobcats came out loaded from the start with 3 goals in the first half. It was the Christina Cesarini show as the sophomore forward netted 2 goals, including 1 late to seal the deal. Quinnipiac goalkeeper Natalia Grodsky made 4 saves and picked up her first win of the season. The win improved the team to 7-3-2 overall and 3-1-1 in NEC play. Wagner's conference record dropped to 1-3-0. And today, the Bobcats were defeated by conference foe Bryant 2-1. Senior Shauna Edwards found the back of the net for the Bobcats, but Bryant was too much for Quinnipiac. Next Sunday is the team's senior day as they host Mount St. Mary's. The festivities kick off at 1 p.m.
The men's soccer team entertained last year's Northeast Conference champion Sacred Heart on Friday afternoon. The Bobcats entered the matchup 1-0 in conference play. Would Eric DaCosta's squad be able to improve their overall record to 500? Let's head over to the pitch. And here it's both teams walking out to the field, and Quinnipiac looking for another conference win. Free kick, and Tim Quigley heads the ball into the net. Bobcats are celebrating. Quinnipiac's up 1-0. Here tension is rising and teams are fighting. Marcelo Castro gets a yellow card, but what's going on? Refs are oblivious to Stevenson Hockey injured on the ground. But then early in the second half, Simon Hyde passes to Phil Surprise, who takes a shot but flies right over the net. Right here, Sacred Heart now with the free kick. Sacred Heart, it sails right over the net. Fights are still breaking out. Castro gets another yellow card. That equals a red card for him. Castro ejected from the game. Still fighting, but One last chance for Sacred Heart. Passes, goes for the goal, but goalie Borja Nadi makes a save, and CU celebrates. And now we have our very own Zach Russo with Coach DeCosta after the game.
Coach, it was a pretty physical game today. What do you tell your team to kind of keep their heads in the right place?
It's exactly that. Just keep your heads. You know, it's Sacred Heart is always a difficult opponent for us, and you know we overuse the word rivalry, you know, in sports. But Sacred Heart is a true rival of ours. So we just told the boys who we talked about it all week. You know, stay focused, stay committed to what we're doing, and don't let emotions or officials or the opponent get in the way. Well, we know that Sacred Heart's a defensive team. You know, they've always been, and they're not easy to score on. And traditionally, they've never conceded many goals. And even this season, they haven't conceded too many goals. So I'm happy that we got the goal.
You know, 2-0 in the conference. Can you just talk a little bit about what it means to get off to a hot start like that?
Yeah, you know, we're 2 games in, and we picked up 6 points in 2 games. But we understand and we recognize that, you know, the conference season is 10 games long, and we have 8 more to go. And we're going to take it. It's cliche, but we're taking it 1 game at a time.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
At the Quinnipiac Soccer Field, I'm Zach Russo.
We now welcome Giovanni Mio to the program. The men's soccer team tied LIU Brooklyn 2-2 earlier today. The team remains undefeated in conference play. What's been the secret to their success?
Well, Steph, one thing that's been the key to their success so far after that tie against Vermont has been the team's consistency. At the beginning of the year, we saw Will Daniels and Phil Surprise lead the team in goals, but all of a sudden we've seen people like Tim Quigley, Robbie McClarney, and Ola Ogunjobi start scoring goals for the team, as well as Borjan Angoita making some great saves as the goalkeeper. So overall, it's been a wildly consistent team, and I can't believe I forgot about the defense of Brandon Stragood and Stevenson Hockey.
How could you forget? I'll tell you something else you can't forget about. Women's soccer. They've also played well in the NEC thus far. Do you see them continuing their hot streak and potentially claim a top 4 seed for the playoffs?
Yes, I could, Mr. John Alba. This team was projected as a number 6 seed in the NEC, but they have succeeded far beyond expectations. Once Fortuna Village graduated last year, many people thought they wouldn't have the goal scorers to get in line and be at the top. But they were wrong. Led by 5th-year senior Jill Kelly and a great coach in Dave Clark, the team has been great on all aspects of the game, from goalkeeping to offense, led by Shona Edwards. So this team has potential, and that 1-0 loss to Monmouth is actually a good thing for the Bobcats, as Monmouth is the best team in the conference. So it's always a good thing to lose in 1-0 fashion to a team that's well above head of you. But I think they're going to exceed expectations, get a top 4 seed.
Well, Gio, the men's team has done well thus far with little input from Philip Surprise of late. They've received contributions from guys like Robbie McLarney and Tim Quigley instead. Will their recent burst in role players be just a fluke, or are they here to stay?
I think this is going to be a trend, because the fact that I talked to Eric DaCosta before the year started, and he told me one thing. We might not start off the year good, but when we get into conference play, we'll start getting better. And it shows right now. You see people like Tim Quigley, one of the fastest players on the team, always being at the right spot at the right time. And that's something you can't practice, but rather just get used to. As well as, like I said before, Ola Ogunjobi last year had a great freshman campaign coming off the bench. And he started off pretty slow. People thought it might be a sophomore slump, but he got back in there early, got a goal himself. And let's not forget one of John's favorite friends, Robbie McClarney, with 2 goals in the season as well. So I think it's going to be a trend.
I'm glad you watched the feature, Gio. Well, one more. Women's soccer goalkeeper Jill Kelly has played well this season with 5 shutouts. How important is she to this team when it comes to leadership and experience?
Well, Mr. Alba, when you got a 5th-year senior in Jill Kelly, she's been there for the most years out of any Quinnipiac soccer player, and you can see in the experience, great goalkeeper. She knows when to come out of the net at the right time to make the diving stops right in front of the 18, and she's been great, having 5 shutouts, 2 in conference play so far. So this team has been playing very well, but Jill Kelly is the catalyst of this team.
Well, thank you, Giovanni, very much. We very much appreciate it. Women's golf finished 17th out of 21 teams in this weekend's Rutgers Invitational. The Bobcats finished with a final tally of 688. Freshman sensation Chris Younger finished tied for 50th among individuals. She followed her 77 on Friday with an 86 on day 2. Fellow freshman Jen Whaley also came out strong with a 79 to start, but entered the clubhouse in 67th after an 87 on Saturday. Seton Hall won the tournament with a team total of 603. Quinnipiac is back in action on October 13th when it takes on Delaware State.
We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll bring our Zach Daly to discuss the field hockey team's performance in conference play. Later on, we also have highlights of women's volleyball and their matchup versus Sacred Heart. Would they pick up win number 2? Find out when we return here on Sports Paws.
It was the Nicole Lewis show out in Fairfield on Sunday. Field hockey defeated Sacred Heart 2-0 to open conference play. Lewis had 12 saves in the contest and posted her 5th career shutout. Bobcats forward Jess Rusin continued her hot season with 3 points. She had 1 goal and assisted on a Jenalise Taylor score as well. Rusin now has 7 goals on the season and leads the team with 20 points. Quinnipiac has won 4 consecutive games and is now 8-4 overall. The squad will take on Monmouth on Friday in another NEC battle. We now bring in Zach Daly to discuss more on the field hockey squad. Zach, let's start here. Who will score more goals this season, Jess Rusin or Jenalise Taylor?
Well, these players have been going back and forth all season long. Jenalise Taylor started out hot. She cooled down a little bit but kept up the goals. Jess Rusin came in mid-season, keeps scoring goal after goal after goal. Right now, both players have 7 goals, but when it comes down to it, I'm going to have to pick Jess Rusin to finish 1 goal ahead of Jenalise Taylor on the season. Jess Rusin is a natural goal scorer. She's got 21 in her career. She's on fire, so I say Jess Rusin finishes one ahead of Jenalise Taylor.
But now, Zach, who do you think is going to be the unsung hero of this team?
Well, you always hear the names Nicole Lewis, Jenalise Taylor, Jess Rusin, but 2 names you really don't hear a lot of are Kristen Engelke and Amanda Danziger. These 2 players have been unbelievable for the Bobcats this season. Engelke has 3 goals and 1 assist on the season. She's 3rd on the team in points behind Taylor and Rusin. And Danziger, making the transition from forward to defender, she's really anchored that back line and stepped up in the place of Kim Cunniff for their loss to graduation.
Well, Mr. Daly, what do they have to do to find success this upcoming weekend?
Well, they got 2 massive conference games. John, like you said, they have Monmouth on Friday, and they have 2-time defending NEC champion Ryder on Sunday. The Bobcats are going to have to do exactly what they did against Sacred Heart today. They're going to have to score goals against Monmouth and Ryder because both of these teams like to score goals. And the play of Nicole Lewis was unbelievable today. If she steps up and has another huge game like she did today, 12 saves against the Pioneers of Sacred Heart, the Bobcats should find themselves victorious in at least one of these contests.
Well, now women's rugby continued to roll this weekend. They defeated Stony Brook 66-0 on the road. Senior Nancy Dunn was awarded 3 tries on the afternoon and was instrumental to the victory. She also aided with 2 assists. Megan Hunneman and Tessney Phillips also contributed with a try apiece. Allison Nyes went 2 for 4 on conversion kicks, sealing the deal for Quinnipiac. The Bobcats remain undefeated and pick up their 6th win of the season. They also improved to 5-0 in the Tri-State Conference.
Well, you know, it's been a rough debut season for women's volleyball head coach Chris Saplinski. The team has had 2 separate 6-match losing streaks through 13 matches thus far. The Bobcats' lone victory came in a 3-2 victory at Providence on September 14th. Since then, the team has played 2 matches at home, and not even the magic of Mr. Payne's hats could salvage a win. Quinnipiac lost both of its home matches versus St. Francis University and Robert Morris last weekend in straight sets. Still hungry for victory number 2, the team took on Sacred Heart on Saturday. Let's go over to Burt Concourt to see how well they performed. So the team is looking for their 2nd win of the season. It's a tough Sacred Heart squad they got to go against. We start out with Sacred Heart early in the 1st set. Elisa Mesa sets it up to Elise Sage. The kill. It's good for Sacred Heart. They jump out to a 10-6 lead. Later on, though, the Bobcats looking to cut the lead to 1. Who else do you look for but veteran presence? It's Taylor Payne. Bobcats trail by just 1. Later on, it's Brittany Robinson. Sets it up for Tanner Celestin. And yeah, she's going to get the kill. 25-24, the Bobcats lead. But here comes Sacred Heart. Elisa Mesa is going to set it up to Natalie Kreidel, who's going to slam it home. This is going to be a tie score off Tierra Allen's arm. We're tied up at 25, and Sacred Heart would not look back. They're going to take advantage of this point off Diana's Mercado, and that confusion for that Bobcat squad, it's going to hurt them. 2nd set now. Some nice passes from Tierra Allen to Brittany Robinson to Tanner Celestin. Bobcats trying to pick up some steam, but again, they just could not get the ball over the hill as Allison Riggs gets the kill for Sacred Heart. And then lastly, in the 3rd set, looking to secure the victory, 25-15. Johanna Ovesek seals it. We go to Jordan Siegler for more.
So, Coach, what are your thoughts on today's game?
The first game we played really well. Our blocking and our defense was there. The 2nd and the 3rd game, that's exactly what fell apart, our blocking and our defense, and that's why there's a bigger gap, with Sacred Heart.
So, Taylor Payne had her 500th kill in the last game. How important is she to this team?
Taylor Payne brings enormous energy to this team. She is a great leader. and I could put her in any position on this court, and she'll give me everything, and that's all I can ask for from any girl, 100% all the time.
Thank you. Jordan Siegler, Sports Paws.
Team would come out on the losing end once again Sunday. They lost 3 sets to none and dropped to 1-14 on the season against CCSU. They also had an 0-6. They are now 0-6 in AC play, rather. The news wasn't all bad for the Bobcats, though. Junior Logan Riker became just the 2nd person in Quinnipiac history to secure 1,000 career digs. She's only 6 digs away from Kelby Carey's career total of 1,017. The Bobcats are back in action again on October 13th at St. Francis College.
Now, men's tennis finished up their 10th annual Quinnipiac Invitational on Sunday morning. Freshman Luke Rosner and senior Devon Jerome took to the court for the Bobcats. Rosner faced off against Sacred Heart. He won the tiebreaker 10-7, earning a spot in the finals. The freshman lost to Villanova in his last match. Jerome moved on to the semifinals after defeating opponents from Bentley and Villanova. He finished up his run in the next match, coming up short to Bryant. The Bobcats will kick off their season with a dual match on October 10th.
Bobcats Madness, the biggest pep rally of the year at Quinnipiac, is just days away. Come on out to the TD Bank Sports Center this Friday, October 12th at 7 p.m. The first 1,000 fans will receive replica basketball jerseys. Q30 will be streaming the event live, and Sports Paws will be there with full coverage. This is definitely not an event to miss.
And now here at Sports Paws, we would like to wish Boomer the Bobcat a very happy birthday. Boomer turns 10 years old and has been a mainstay at almost every sporting event here at Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac changed its name from the Braves to the Bobcats in 2002. Here's to many more years for Boomer.
Unfortunately, it's time for us to cool down here on Sports Paws.
Don't worry, though. We'll be back next week with yet another action-packed recap of Bobcat Sports.
For more information on how you can get involved with Sports Paws and Q30, make sure you check out www.q30.org.
Also, you can find us on Twitter at twitter.com/Q30television. And don't worry, you can follow Sports Paws as well at twitter.com/Q30sports.
I'm John Alba.
And I'm Steph Fasano.
And make sure you join us right here again next week at 7:30 on Q30. Good night, everyone.